You're listening to a Zaboys Media podcast.
All right. Welcome to Make It Make Sense, the show where we take bad ideas from pop culture and life, and we try to make them make sense. I am James Thorny Thornquist, aka the Brain Box, and as always, my co-host here.
I am Positive C, Chris Edwards. Hi. Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Did I already say all right? I think I started with that.
Well, yeah, you hit all three all rights, and so I'm trying to remember if he has that trademark. Are we going to have to give some money to Matthew McConaughey?
Oh, man, I don't know, but we are definitely continuing our Matty twosome. Matty twosome. So last time, our Eminem. There you go. Yeah, so last time you might have heard us talk about failure to launch, and this time on Make It Make Sense, we are continuing the Matty twosome with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Chris, have you seen this movie?
I believe I saw this movie. In fact, I think I got this movie mixed up with Failure to Launch when talking about the movie. I saw a whole bunch with our co-host on Zaboys Men and fellow Zaboys member Leo. I think I used to watch this movie with him because I do remember some things about this movie. I remember Kate Hudson's butt looking really nice. That's fair. That's pretty much the one thing that really stuck out in this movie to me is the scene where I heard she had a nice butt. So yeah. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days right there.
Well, nice butt's not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Oh, you know what I realized? I don't think we ever looked up the picture book that this movie is based off of.
No, yeah, we did not. But did you write down at least, because, there are rules that she's having to follow or something like that, steps she's having to follow to lose a guy in 10 days. Did you at least write those down from your rewatch?
They're really not really well addressed in the movie. They're just throwaway lines between characters. Like when the girls are planning stuff out or the women are planning things out, it's like, oh, calling him in the middle of the workday or naming his Johnson or, like adopting a random dog. It's like, it's just all these random things they do throughout the movie, but they never really address the rules to it. Okay.
So that's not something we're going to be breaking down. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, we'll probably touch on them, a little bit as we get through this episode. But I guess I'll start you off with a synopsis. And I do have a note from our creative director up top here. It simply says Rob Schneider. And if you're familiar with our creative director, Mr. Will Shotwell, then you might understand this joke or not this joke, I guess this comment that he's made. Basically, what he's implying is that the synopsis needs to be more Rob Schneider like, and I don't think he means the person. I think he means in the premise of the movie trailer. So I told him I'd give it a shot. Okay, so
I kind of know where this is going, and Will is still on location, in the Congo right now. Yeah, so we're trying to get some things worked out where he can maybe phone in from the Congo. So, but he did give us this note last time from one of the earlier episodes.
So for our synopsis, let's see if I can do this justice.
You make this make sense.
Yeah, can I make this make sense? Kate Hudson is Andy Anderson, a journalist for Composure magazine who's looking to hit it big and write about serious topics. Matthew McConaughey is Benjamin Barry. He's an advertising salesman, I guess, chasing a diamond contract. This isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Diamond salesman. Boy, that salesman really threw you off there.
Well, I didn't mean like he sells diamonds. He's in advertising, so he's trying to land the contract to sell, to market diamonds, I guess. Anyways,
right.
Sorry. When Andy gets assigned a new article called How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, she sees an opportunity to impress her boss so that she can write whatever she wants. In doing so, the plan is that she will make a man fall in love with her, and then she will ultimately lose him in 10 days. Meanwhile, Ben is trying to land the diamond contract and is set up to make a woman fall in love with him in roughly 10 days. What they don't know is that Ben's co-workers have sicked him on Andy Anderson. Through a quirky set of happenstance, the two then, of course, fall in love. I don't know. That's the synopsis.
So the thing about How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I remember, was also that, that premise is so that is like the quintessential bad romantic comedy premise right there. That just doesn't.
It's the
doesn't work.
What is it? It's the classic. I won't say mess around. What do you call it? It's the comedy of errors concept in a sense.
A little bit of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, just to quickly explain this plan, basically, Matthew McConaughey's character, Ben, works with these two women called the Judys, Judy Green and Judy Spears.
Oh, wow.
And they are also after the contract for the diamond company. So they find out about Andy's article whenever they go to make a deal at Composure Magazine for advertising rights on the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Because Andy's boss tells him about it. So then later Ben's trying to convince his boss to give him the opportunity to take this contract. And he's like, they're like, well, can you make a woman fall in love with you, Ben? Because you know how to sell whiskey and cigars and cars. But diamonds are different. Matter of fact, I actually wrote this down. Let me see if I can find this. Yes. Here's a line. I'm going to quote this from the movie. One of the Judys says this. Selling a diamond to a woman is like making her fall in love.
They're almost there. The English.
I can't even read my own handwriting right here. Giddy. Oh, she has to be giddy, desirous, adventurous, and desperate.
And lied to, because diamonds aren't worth as much as they are claimed to be when it comes down to actually their price, all that. They're not. Yeah. Because they're not rare.
No.
Like the one thing that
lab-grown diamonds now.
Yeah, lab-grown diamonds. The diamond mines are actually pretty plentiful when it actually comes down to it. Like it's not a rare commodity, but it was monopolized. Mm-hmm. Like the actual mine diamonds were monopolized, and so that's really why it became the way it is. And you can learn a lot about the diamond trade on the internet. We're not trying to make the diamond trade make sense. We're trying to make the bad plan that both of these people have make sense.
Yes, yeah, but say I was like, I don't have diamonds. You know more about diamonds than I do. But then again, I've never had to shop for any, and I've never considered shopping for any in a long time.
Maybe we'll break down the movie Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio.
So yeah, that's the first bad plan, right? Is that the Judys are trying to set Ben up for failure by basically they see Andy across the room. They know who she is. They recognize her, and they're like, you have to make her fall in love with you before this big party that we're throwing to announce the contract winner.
That happens to be around 10 days away.
Yeah. For his side of it, they state on on Sunday for the upcoming party. And that's when, Matthew McConaughey's like, so 10 days. All right. Yeah, all right. 10 days. I don't know why I made him sound like George Bush. But so the reason Kate Hudson's character, Andy Anderson, is given her project for writing the article of How to Lose a Guy in 10 days is because her friend just went through a breakup. It inspires her boss to come up with that article idea. She's like, this is what Andy's going to write. And she's like, and you have 10 days. And she's like, why 10? And she's like, because we go to press in 11 and you can't do it in 5. And so
is this another character of Catherine Hahn where she's actually the evil, the evil in it? Because it's Agatha all along.
No, Catherine Hahn's good in this. She's the one that's heartbroken because she keeps doing all the wrong things that lose guys.
Whereas, but what I'm saying is that, like, so in Agatha, or not Agatha, in WandaVision, she plays this kind of character that the story is actually kind of being pushed because of her. The fact that she's the one who, has been losing the guy in 10 days and then inspired it all, she's actually the silent evil. It's like Darth Jar Jar.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I think the lady that plays Lilith from Frasier is technically the bad boss, though, that pushes all this, because they even like all give slight protest. Like Andy doesn't want to write it, her friend doesn't want to write it. So the one person that does is the kiss ass from The Office, and that's where Catherine Hahn's like, she can't write it. It's so personal. And then that's when Andy's like, fine, I'll do it. Okay. Let me prove myself. So you've got two really bad plans there. Basically, Ben Barry is just trying to do anything he can to be a smooth talking, smooth operating dude and convince this girl to fall in love with him. Mm-hmm. And of course, he starts to get invested because, Andy has, Knicks tickets during the playoffs, and they end up going to games together. And so he's like, "Oh man, she's smart, she's sexy, she's cool." I don't know, man. Exactly. Basically, she's a tomboy to a degree, and he's digging that. So yeah. And then of course, let's see. Let me check my notes here.
I have an issue right off the back with these names: Annie Anderson and Ben who?
Benjamin Barry.
Benjamin Barry. The alliteration that's annoying. That's not good alliteration. That's lazy alliteration. Annie Anderson. That is lazy as hell. Bad plan number 1. Naming your characters Annie Anderson and Benjamin Button. No.
It's an old school writing concept. Names that have repeated letters like that, they click in the mind. They're easier to remember. So a lot of shows have done it throughout the past, especially books have done it quite a bit. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think going AABB to me is the part that bothers me.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. That's awful.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no CC character in it, and there's no DD character in it. Like, should have followed the trope, kept going with it. But
right, yeah.
So the thing that really pisses me off about this movie is the very first thing that Andy and Ben talk about on their first date is work.
Yeah.
So Ben knows she's a journalist and she wants to write real things, but she works at Composure magazine. Mm-hmm. And he openly explains to her that he's in advertising and he's trying to land this diamond contract.
Right. So they explain the inner workings of what's going on within themselves, within. So it should have been, that should be red flag number 1, within the plan, that both of them work in fields where deception might be good.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing, because it's their first date, they're both playing coy, so they don't go into the details of what each of their jobs are. But then it's like, you have 10 days of being with each other, and at no point did either of you mention anything about your work. She comes to see him at work. He sends her roses to work. It's like, at what point did neither one of you look around and go, wait a second, you're going after that diamond contract that's going to advertise in our magazine, or, hey, our diamond contract is trying to go into your magazine for something. Maybe these two things, it's kind of like conflict of interest here. You think that something would have come up and it would have been like, oh, hey, we're doing this thing. But no, of course, the plan goes awry once they get to the big diamond party. Mm-hmm. And it's announced that, or the boss believes that Andy's in love with Ben. So he goes to her and he even makes a comment. He's like, oh, it's so great to see you in love. And then she freaks out because she's like, I'm supposed to break this guy's heart tonight. And then, of course, you have, once that's announced, the two Judys decide that they have to throw more sabotage that way. So they go to Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they go to Andy or Ben's coworkers, his two buddies, which is one of them's the guy from Reno 911, whose name I cannot think of. He plays,
Lennon, Thomas Lennon.
Yeah. And the other one's the guy that plays Joey's weird roommate from Friends.
He's in whatchamacallit, the movie where Matthew McConaughey got his famous "All right"
yes,
from.
He is. Yeah. Dazed and Confused.
Yes, he's one of the people with a bad plan in that movie.
Oh, yeah. So so they go to those guys and say, oh, Andy was told about the plan, so she's in on the take. And then they go to her and they're like, hey, please don't tell our boss about it. We really need the contract. And it's all revealed. It's all on the table for Andy that this is all a bet that he's a part of. But then Andy's boss comes up to Ben and is like, right. Oh, he makes a comment. He's like, I got a beautiful woman over there that I'm dying to talk to. And she's like, oh, Andy, she's our local how-to girl. You won't believe it. She's currently writing an article called How to Lose a Guy to 10 Days. And I feel so sorry for the schmuck that she's about to hurt.
Oh, and my God.
Clicks for him.
I'm the schmuck.
Yeah. So instead of going and talking about this, Andy decides that she's going to announce that Ben's written a very special song that he wants to perform for the owners of this giant diamond company.
Mm-hmm.
And, she puts him on the spot so she can escape out the back. Well, he stops her and he's like, no, this is a duet, baby. Get on up here. And they sing You're So Vain. And of course,
this is coming back to me.
Yeah. And as they do that, they are arguing with each other and directing it towards one another. And it's completely awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And then they leave and break up until Ben finds out that Andy's leaving to move to DC so she can be a real writer. And he stops her on a bridge. Yeah, exactly. He chases her down, stops her on a bridge, pulls over into a construction zone, calls her bluff, and that's where the movie ends. We don't get to see what happens. Like they kiss on a bridge, and it's all happily ever after. They're gonna be fine.
Okay, so with all of that said, the plans of Ben and Andy to make someone fall in love with you and to get someone to break up with you in 10 days, those things are both pretty flawed.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the 10-day limit. I think it's probably easier to get someone to break up with you within 10 days than it is to have someone fall in love with you in 10 days. But definitely. I also think that within 10 days, if you're all of a sudden together, like you're in a relationship from date one, both of you have a lot of issues and red flags maybe that you guys need to work out and a constant on make it make sense. Therapy would help.
Seek therapy.
But if we're going to take it as is that both of these people have to do their thing, I think we have to make the idea of each of, like, what are they going to do their job more effectively? So let's first take Andy's plan, or Andy's Andy or Andy?
Andy. Andie. Andy Anderson.
Of course, because it's spelled in something that's more visual, and so you really almost never see her name, Andy, spelled that way. Anyway, so how would you, as a guy, because I don't want to try to get into the mind of a woman trying to lose a guy, because we operate all differently with that. How would you, as a guy, try to make a girl break up with you in 10 days?
Oh, how to make a
and see if we can't kind of take that in mind and reverse that.
How would I make a woman break up with me? Or how would I lose a woman in 10 days?
10 days.
This is the movie that, by the way, that needs to be written now, the sequel. But Man, you know what? I think that's a great question that we should answer probably right after this quick message.
Hey, it's Positive C, and you're probably already listening to my voice, but if you want to hear my voice, James's voice, our buddy Leo's voice, Will Shotwell, and others' voices talk about what it's like coming from little Zaboys to big manly men right now, you should join our other show on Acast called Zaboys to Men. Coming out every third Wednesday, we will delve into plenty of topics like work-life balance, exercise, all the sorts of things that us adults are having to really focus on instead of pop culture BS like you're listening to right now. So join us every third Wednesday for Make It Make Sense anywhere you can find Zaboys Podcast.
All right, and we are back. So how would I lose a woman in 10 days? Simply just pee on her. Look, dog mentality doesn't work. Dog mentality doesn't work for humans. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because that has to be asked about and consented about and all that stuff. And yeah, if you pee on anybody that's not expecting it, that's an issue. Oh, yeah. That you lose them immediately. Yeah.
Throwing hands. No, if I had to course out the whole losing a woman over 10 days thing, that wouldn't be too hard. I think I'd just be myself. Basically, well, let me rephrase that. I would be my single self because boyfriend me goes pretty far above and beyond to at least what I would say. I'm not saying I give princess treatment, but what I am saying is, I will definitely, if I like you, I will try to be there for you as much as I can. So, but single me, AKA if I'm trying to date somebody and I'm realizing I don't like them, real simple. You don't call them. You wait a long time between answering their text messages. When they make jokes, you don't LOL or act like you even get them. You just kind of, be very mansplainy. Man, like that's a very quick one. Like, and then, just don't be their therapist and instead make them your therapist.
Oh, yeah.
And very quickly you can scare a woman off in 10 days or even less if you need to.
Even less. Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah. The not calling them and not texting is, I think, where we're going to extrapolate that and put it into Kate Hudson's plan.
Yeah.
I think you make Kate Hudson's plan work better if she is not doing the whole. I honestly don't think clingy is as big of an issue as people in Hollywood make clingy seem to be. Because that's one of her things. Is like, be too clingy and stuff like that. Yeah. I honestly don't think, especially if you're physically attracted to the person, there's not a lot, like, it has to be above, like, way above and beyond.
Yeah.
Way above and beyond.
If real chemistry is there, being overly clingy is hard to do. If you don't have chemistry, being overly clingy is a very quick way to scare somebody off. Trust me, I've been there. The last 3 potential people that I've tried to date have all been so overly clingy that I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work for me. Like, you're demanding so much of my time, and this isn't fun. It's like 40% of the time it's fun, and the other 60% of the time I am stressing out because it feels like I'm working for you. So
that might be a Zaboys to Men topic right there, dating.
Dating. I'm sure
we're talking a lot about it recently on the memes. So I think that's kind of where we need to go with Kate Hudson. Is she needs to be more aloof.
More aloof?
Yes, especially with this situation, because you know why?
Because he's trying to make her fall in love with them.
Exactly. And if she could be more aloof, and she'd probably catch on quicker to the fact that this guy is he's not acting like a normal guy. Yeah. Especially a normal 2003 guy. So I think his plan would get exposed quicker, and you might get a solution faster within the movie if she plays aloof instead of eating into that one portion of it a lot, which is the clingy kind of always there, calling him at work and stuff like that.
No, that's fair. I think you're right. I think playing it aloof would have still. I think, well, the problem with playing it aloof is that maybe it would have lost him faster. But even then, I mean, that's a better plan. It just, if you have to do it in 10 days because that's the story title,
Right.
maybe not.
I think you can. So I believe, and this is getting into the psychology of human beings, I believe that you can string something along being aloof for 10 days. Because I know
That is true.
I've been in stuff like, especially when Tinder dating back in the day, where, you know, you're still texting or messaging that person that has been very sparsely texting you and messaging you 10 days later. And maybe you've had a date and you've kind of had the back and forth a little bit. It takes a couple of weeks to really kind of go, okay, that's not working. And then sometimes you even go back to that message anyway, like back, 3 weeks later, like, hey, what are you,
You're like, all right, second attempt at bat. Let's see if I can actually knock it out of the park this time or if I'm going to strike out again.
I got a better joke. That's what I'll come with. A better joke. That'll get it. Better meme.
Yeah. Dating apps are the worst. But
They are. And then let's try Matthew McConaughey's plan now.
I mean, how do you make Benjamin Barry's plan to land the diamond contract better instead of taking a random bet? Yeah, just take on smaller accounts that are aimed towards more female products and show them that you understand women and that you can advertise to women.
Okay.
Like, is that not the most baseline thing that any guy in a career would do? Would just be like, oh, you know what? I can sell maxi pads. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'll give it a shot, or, yeah, I can sell nail polish. Let's make it happen. And then just work your way up and prove to your boss that like you can play in both fields.
What about also being able to just come up with a knockout, drag out proposal that is going to just, if you're that good of a marketing guy, you should be able to show instead of tell. You know what I mean? Like,
I would agree. Yes.
Explaining like I can do it, and having to make the bet, just do it, and then you'll have give them the proposal, give them your portfolio on it. Like, this is how I would do it, and show them that you are actually built for the job instead of having to, because I mean I guess when you're marketing, you're trying to sell yourself, but sell yourself by action. I think better in that field than it is having to over explain.
Well, and in the real world, that's exactly what the boss would have done. He would have said, like, both of you put your proposals and pitches together, bring them to me. We're going to review them. And whichever one I think is better, we're going to go to the client with that. And hopefully you don't come up with the slogan for diamonds of frost yourself.
Ugh. Oh boy.
I'm sure when this movie was written, somebody thought that is a great marketing slogan for diamonds. And it probably worked, seeing it was 2003. There was
lots of rap songs with ice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I said we started talking about ice. We started marketing diamonds to both men and women.
Uh-huh.
But there's like a scene where the boss like opens his office window and shouts out to the streets of New York, "Women of New York, frost yourself." And literally you hear someone from the streets yell back up, "Frost this!" Basically giving the finger.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that sounds like you're coming on them.
Exactly. Yes. Frost yourself sounds like a sexual term right up there with pearl necklace and glass bottom boat.
Yeah,
don't Google that.
I don't even want to know what that is. Don't look that up on Urban Dictionary. I don't think we can be responsible for what you find out if you look up glass bottom boat.
That might be your safest place to actually look it up.
Jeez, yeah, no. That's terrible. That's awful. But yeah, I think Matthew McConaughey should have just come up with the proposal.
I agree. Yeah, do your job, dude. Yeah.
Do your job.
Just do your job. You found out about this lead, put the pitch and proposal together, take it to your boss, see if he thinks it's better. This whole bet to prove that you can make anyone fall in love with you thing is literally highly messed up in a professional setting.
Yes.
And it's not that at that point that you're trying to, like, your boss is just playing a game with you for his own entertainment at that point.
They're both HR nightmares. Like both plans are really, really bad when it comes to playing with human emotions. I can't remember if they bang in the movie so that's not good.
No, I don't think they do. He actually,
because they do it. Okay.
Yeah, he abstains. Is that the right word? No, it's not.
Yep. Yeah. Abstinence is
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, he brings her home after the first date, and he's doing all the setup, and he's like, I'm about to get lucky, and then he realizes, he's like, oh wait, I'm making this girl fall in love with me, and so he changes the music, blows out all the candles but one, cracks 2 beers, and she's like, patting the bed and like, come on over here, and he's like, nope, and he pats the dresser, and they sit on the dresser and just drink in silence and giggle with each other instead. And then, like there's never a moment where they actually sleep together.
Okay, good. So they were able to keep better self-control than our other Eminem failure to launch, where they couldn't keep it in the pants from the barely halfway through the movie.
Yeah, they getting frisky.
They're getting frisky. I mean, it's Matthew McConaughey. So,
getting frisky in the naked room.
I don't blame. I don't blame him. He's a fox. He is an absolute fox. So is that where we're at right now with it? Are we ready to try to see if these things work? Because I don't think there's another plan there, unless we. No.
I mean, the Judy's plan to set this whole thing in motion.
I actually think that plan works.
Yeah,
because
they're just playing into what's already in what they've found out.
Right, exactly. Once they have the plan's already in motion, and then they realize they can kind of stack the deck, so they do it.
Yeah,
that's not a bad plan. That's actually a good plan. You found out that there's this flawed system right here, and you're taking advantage of it. That's pretty good there, Judy's.
Yeah, and then Andy's boss is literally just doing what she does. I think the content for our magazine, and you run with it. It's your interpretation of what I came up with. It's like, no, that's not. But whatever.
And then because the article, the idea of how to lose a guy in 10 days is not a terrible idea for a piece.
No.
Now, the effort to go about it is bad, but the idea of that being a thing, if it was like just a journey into someone's real life that accidentally did this, and this is what they found out they did within that 10 days, that's one thing, but this whole setup is not good. Yeah. But we can make it better with a couple of rolls of the dice, maybe.
We can. So our plan for Andy was... I'm trying to remember. I've blanked on it now.
Plan for Andy is... oh, gosh, darn. She is going to... This is why they stopped selling it in Texas.
Andy's plan was to... That or we're just getting old, man.
She is not going to lose a guy.
She was going to be aloof. Be more aloof. I'm gonna throw one more in there too. If Andy's goal is to become a more serious writer, just take some freelance work and start writing side pieces for other things. So I'm gonna throw.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Be more aloof. Focus on your own career through the correct steps as well. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure we have some sound here for these. All right.
Yeah.
So if Andy is more aloof and focuses on her career and does some freelance work, that's an 18. So that's a nice success.
Yeah.
Is it an 18?
Yeah, I know as a dude. I know as a dude that one of the most annoying things is when you can't get a hold of the person that you're trying to date.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets annoying, and to the point to where you're like, okay, I'm done. And it can get you there pretty quickly if you were really interested, it can string you along, but eventually you get to the point to where you cut it off. So yeah, I think 10 days is probably a good time for that.
Actually, no, I think you're exactly right. I think that's how that plays out is she starts being aloof. If he's actually interested in her, he's like, oh man, what is she doing? Like, you start to get that, like, why are you not responding? Did I do something wrong? That, it's that inner dialogue we all get in dating where you start to freak out internally. And then you have to remind yourself, You barely know this person. They're not worth this much emotion or anguish or problems. And so then you're just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not gonna worry about this. And you stop checking your messages, or like, so you slow down on responding to them, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. No,
and then she freelances and nails it.
Oh yeah, I think she freelances, and it's 2003. We're about to start moving into the late, we're about to move into the late, earlier, I guess not late. We're moving into 2004, 2005, 2006, which, because we're looking backwards, we know what history entails there. She's going to have plenty to write about. She's going to have plenty to put, pieces out about. And yeah, if she's in there early, boom, she's going to nail it.
I also think that she could get on the early forefront of maybe even the internet writing. So blogs and things like that. Maybe she could, be in the forefront of what's coming within the next, 10 years of journalism. Yeah. So yeah. She nails it. Yeah. Andy Anderson becomes a household name.
Then she's running Goop magazine or something,
Goop magazine, yes. Wait, no, that's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow's stuff.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking?
Blonde. No, Kate Hudson's in this movie, and then Goop is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes, yeah. I was saying, in this world, she's the new founder of Goop magazine, or she's just leading Goop magazine, and Gwyneth just comes in and it's like, almond butter face masks, placenta,
vagina candles.
Yeah. All right, Benjamin Barry's plan of just do your damn job, dude. Just do your damn job. How does that go?
Do your damn job.
Let's see here.
I'm tired, Grandpa. It's too damn bad.
Well, that's a 6. So do your damn job. It's not a complete failure, but maybe he doesn't see upward momentum. He starts doing it. He doesn't do well in women's products. And then he just gets stuck in the exact same industry he's in, selling whiskey, cigars, sports equipment, things like that. Which isn't
maybe he does a bad. No, maybe he just does the bad proposal. Maybe he's not that good. Maybe he could be a lot of all bark no bite kind of guy where he tries to put a badass proposal together, and then the guy gets it and his boss gets it and is like, this doesn't look like you know anything about diamonds.
No. Instead of coming up with frost yourself, he comes up with bedazzle yourself, or something like jewel it up.
That's almost better. Jewel it up is awful. That is great. Just jewel it.
Yeah, just gotta jewel it sometimes. What do women really want? They just want to be jeweled up. They just want to be jeweled.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel, jewel it up. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's what I love.
All right.
They love to be jeweled. I stay the same age. Starting to take on a weird connotation. We've said it too many times.
Yeah. Well, this whole movie takes on a weird connotation when you really break it down that two people are trying to do the opposite things when it comes to their emotions to each other. And we've found out that, within these two Matthew McConaughey movies, that Matthew McConaughey got toyed around with. His emotions from 2003 to 2006 were toyed around with so much that in 2 years he had to go in the space, right? In Interstellar.
I think before that he shaved his head and fought a bunch of dragons.
Oh yeah, that's right. And eventually he got AIDS. Trying to do all that stuff, and it was a bad life for Matthew McConaughey after all that.
I will say I have actually read his Green Lights book, his biography book, and even he pointed out that at a certain point his career in Hollywood literally became typecast of, you're the hot, handsome, free-spirited guy that we want to put every leading lady with, and all rom-com work. And so even he finally got to a point where he pulled back and was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I want something different. And it threw his agents for a loop, because they were like, you're going to pass up on paying work because you want to do something different? Okay. Sure.
Best decision he ever made, because he was a joke. He was Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant got caught in that kind of loop too of he's getting only these certain type of roles, and then
British hot guy, British love interest.
Yeah. God, he's a British hot guy. That's awful. What's not awful?
Now he's a villain and everything, which is great.
Yeah.
He was a great villain. But yeah, sorry, what's not awful?
What's not awful is us. We're not bad. We've been doing pretty good tonight. This has been a fun time. We are Zaboys, and you're listening to the Zaboys Media Network. I'm Positive C. That's Jim the Brainbox Thornquist over there. If you want to listen to more of what we have going on, this is Make It Make Sense. You can type in Zaboys Media on all the Googles, and you can find everything that we do. Our YouTube page, our other podcast, which is Zaboys 10. You'll find some, deep cuts if you go to the Locals Connection on Spotify, and we're going to try to find a way to get old Zaboys stuff on the internets on maybe a Patreon service sooner than later. But next week we have, I'm really not too sure. We haven't discussed what we're going to do.
We're about to be in free range here, just doing whatever we want.
Yeah. Free reigns make it make sense. Actually, let's make a decision right now. I'm going to make an executive decision, even though I'm not an executive at any point. We've toyed with the idea of doing real life plans.
Okay. Yeah. We haven't done a single episode yet.
We haven't done a single episode of the real life. So I'm thinking personal or just real life that we've seen. I think let's go real life that we've seen. We're going to talk about the sub disaster where the billionaire went down in a sub he made himself and imploded, him, his son, and a bunch of other people. That's right, billionaire sub implosion. Remember 2020 when that happened? Yeah, we're going to talk about why that was a stupid plan and try to make it make sense next time. I'll make it make sense on the Zaboys Media Network. Stay Gold, Monowia, Pony Boy. That's not the order.
It's Stay Gold, Pony Boys, and Monowia. And don't forget, Rob Schneider is Kenny. Thank you for listening to Make It Make Sense, a Zaboys podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow along with us and, add us to your little list or whatever on Spotify or wherever you're listening. If you'd like to hear some of our previous stuff, you can always check us out on YouTube at Zaboys Media Network for some of our past work, or by searching on Spotify for The Locals Connection with a Z. That's The Locals Connection. Thank you again for listening. Monowia and stay gold, Pony Boy.